And Mark Mix, president of the National Right to Work Committee, speculates about the possibility of the Teamsters union endorsement of Donald Trump and reacts to the recent endorsement of Joe Biden by the United Auto Workers. Here's One America's John Hines with more from Washington.
Mark Mix, president of the National Right to Work Committee. I know that the president of the United Auto Workers, Sean O'Brien, I believe is his name, he made an endorsement of Joe Biden, but at the same time he came out and he sort of contradicted himself. What happened, sir?
Yeah, John, this is a great point. You know, the United Auto Workers is basically about 380,000 members, down from about 1.5 million back in the 1980s. The 14-member executive committee came out with this endorsement of Joe Biden, and obviously it's a question for lots of rank-and-file union members. And so after this endorsement, Sean O'Brien went on Fox News with the Neil Cavuto show, and he said this, and I'm quoting almost exactly. He said, "Let me be clear. The great majority of our members are not going to be voting for Joe Biden. They're going to be voting their paycheck." And one wonders whether that was a Freudian slip or a gaffe of some kind where he told the truth out loud and he wasn't supposed to. Because when the UAW throws their support behind the president, you'd think that the great majority of the members would be supportive of that candidate. But according to Sean O'Brien, the new president of the United Auto Workers, in his mind, that's not the truth.
Well, talking about Michigan, I'm hearing that a lot of African-American voters in Michigan are thinking they're not going to be voting for Mr. Biden. They've been very vocal about that. And, of course, you have a lot of the, Palestinian Michiganders who also have mixed feelings about the current president. But I'm wondering, talk a little bit about the other union here that is sort of flirting with endorsing potentially a Republican in this presidential race. Sometimes they just don't endorse. I think it's the Teamsters. What seems to be going on there?
Yeah, that's right, John. Sean O'Brien, who's the new president of the Teamsters Union, he's a former Boston union official. They had a meeting with President Trump, and they are kind of this. I kind of think about Lucy in the Peanuts cartoon, where Lucy holds the football, and they say, "Don't worry, Charlie Brown. This time we'll let you kick it." And Charlie Brown runs up, and the ball goes away. Charlie Brown falls on his keister, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about, because Sean O'Brien, to his credit, knows that a lot of his members are supportive of the Trump policies, not necessarily because he's a Republican, but because he believes in basic issues that most Americans believe in: secure borders, smaller government, less spending.
Second Amendment,
yeah, here. Union guy, NRA member.
A lot of them are hunters and fishermen, so that's...
Yeah, that's right. And so O'Brien's savvy enough to understand that it needs to be a dance, I think, as opposed to Sean O'Brien saying, look, I don't care if Joe Biden's policies are going to put 40% of the United Auto Workers Union on the unemployment line because of the transition to electric vehicles. O'Brien's a little more savvy, and the Teamsters Union had supported the RNC for the first time in a decade. They sent $45,000 to the RNC. Well, the Washington Post missed the rest of the story, which was they'd sent $150,000 to the DNC, and basically that's pin money for the unions when it comes to politics, for sure. I mean, there's really nothing to that other than, oh yeah, making a news story out of it.
But still, in the past, occasionally they have decided not to endorse, which is a way, perhaps, of sort of endorsing, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I think back during the Reagan years, I mean, there was this courtship of the Reagan administration, and then Karl Rove tried to have that play footsies with the Teamsters, and ultimately, union officials spend nearly 95 to 98% of all their money on one party. I won't tell you who that is, but you can figure it out.
Very good. Mark Mix of the National Right to Work Foundation. Did I get that right?
Foundation and committee. That's right.
And committee.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.